Well, hello again. Okay, well, I think I've come to accept, not exactly reluctantly, that these games, these sims, are a sort of safe zone for me. Because the great benefit of them is that not only do they enable me to demonstrate how sensible and successful progressive betting, pattern betting in particular, is, but it also gives me a refuge from the sort of the backup work that I have to do, the editing and the presentation and all that stuff, which I love, but it does start to boggle the brain after a while. Okay, double for the loss. Repeat. 51 second. Oh dear, I got a nice fluke and he got a better one. That's the 2-3, is it? I think that's about right. Yeah, that's right. And I've discovered I do make mistakes. I make quite a lot of mistakes even when I'm not talking. So I guess what we have to do is just accept that they're part of the landscape. I mean, not just for me, because I'm not a complete idiot. That was a nice one up there. Double for the loss. 1-2, third. Back to the minimum. Very, very, very important. +1 for the win. One, 2, second. Oh, very clever. 1, 2, 3, 4, third. Oh, I wasn't expecting that, I tell you. Okay, I'll take it though. I don't ever refuse wins. Don't know about you. +1 for the win. Oh Christ! I was off thinking about something completely different there, and I've lost my drift. I do miss it when I don't have Baccarat Win Pro to tell me what I've done wrong. Oh dear. Okay, 4, 5, 9, 5. Drop. 9, 5, 9, 5, 9, 5, 9, 5, 9, 5, 9, 5, 11, 5. 13, 5. 13, 5, 11, 5. Oh boy. Is that the right hit or not? I do this thing when I talk about putting up the basic playing strategy, and I should do it as a matter of routine. The trouble is that I can't do it for me. I can only do that in the edit, A7. Yeah. I mean, I was pretty sure of that, but you don't want to get too cocky, Oh dear. Okay, so that was expensive. 9, 5, 19, 5. So that's 2-2, really, isn't it? No, it's 2.5. Okay, 4.5. We're in trouble already. 4.5, 5. Hey, so 9.5, 10. And we're out of this thing here and off to well, I'll just start another game. A courtesy shuffle. So 9.5, 10. Big bet. Hey, oh dear. Okay, so this is where the paperwork comes in. See, normally what you'd be doing is you'd be walking away from a table, but you'd be saying to yourself, okay, plus 5925 is what I'm taking away from the table, but I'm leaving behind a marker for 25,000. Okay. I don't actually, you know, I keep making all these screenshots and I really don't need to. And then when I do that, it starts a new shoe automatically, I think. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so 910 and we've lost that, so we're on 1910 and we've got a drop to 5 grand. Bloody hell. Hey, 2410. 2910. Okay. So 2410 it is. Oh, look at that. 3420. This is really sticky, you might say. Look at that again up there. 3420, 54. Blimey O'Reilly. 5450. 5450, that's where it's going to have to stay. Ay, ay, ay. 5450, this is going to be a very interesting exercise. 5450. So we're taking 15,000 out of here and leaving behind a marker for 100,000. I'm having currency troubles here because I'm in pound land, but I have to write dollars. Okay, so we're at 54.50, so 94.50, and I can't remember whether that's the drop or not. So I'm just gonna have to courtesy shuffle. Okay, 94.50. I'm going to assume that this is the third. Jesus Christ. 94.50, 144.50. I have had one of these before, but not in a long time. 144.50, so we call it 145.50, right? And we're dropping to 25. That's the drop. 145.50. We just squeeze that out. Okay, so 145.50. So we just made 50. So now we're on 95.50 full bet. Okay, and now we're on 45.50. I think I'm right about this, Jesus. 45.50. Oh, look at that. But this is the game, folks. You know, I mean, this is how it is. If you have a structured, disciplined betting strategy, then you benefit when things like this happen. Whereas if you play like any of the guys basically who are throwing money around on YouTube, you're in the wrong place with the wrong bet. You know, I mean, it's just, I mean, you know, this is, I mean, what can I say? Okay, well, anyway, let's just quickly do that here. We've made 125,000 here. So we're plus 125,000 over here. And we're minus 125,000 with the markers from the other shoes. Okay. So that means that what we've made is 20,925 for our brown trouser moments. And yeah, we had to go to 50 grand from 25, but you know, that's how it is. That's just how it is. Now what we have to do is go back to the minimum. But I don't think, I mean, here it's easy enough for me to walk to a new table or get a courtesy shuffle or whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to do that so that I can go back down to the minimum, right? All right, so now we're back down to the min, and we're bloody doing great. But you know, there are so many people out there who sort of say, yeah, but I mean, if that had gone wrong, if that, but the point is, I had to get into a huge bloody losing streak to get into that kind of trouble, and I got out of it in just a couple of bets because of the fact that pattern betting puts money where it's needed, when it's needed, other than, you know, sort of doing it kind of like by the seat of your pants or emotionally or under stress or whatever. It just says to you, okay, this is what you've got to do so that if things start going your way again, and you know, when I analyse this, I'll be able to tell you exactly what the story was, but there must have been a very long losing streak there. And our biggest enemy, of course, is isolated wins. You know, we get those, then we're up shit creek. Because, you know, once we get into really big money and we're in the drop zone, as I call it, you know, where the bet is lower than it's supposed to be because you're hiding or trying to protect yourself from a long mean streak. You know, sometimes we need more than 2 consecutive wins, sometimes we'll need 3. Very occasionally we'll need 4, but I'm looking forward to doing the analysis of this because, you know, it's bloody amazing. Anyway, I think what we did there was we lost 51, so second. And that's a repeat, that's a double for the tie. And that's a very serious thrashing we just took, so that's 3-4 third, I think. I do like it when we get a natural that really matters, though. Good God! But you know, this is something you have to think about. You know, I mean, when the game goes against you, it's going to come back your way. You just don't know when. And as long as you remember, every single bet you place faces the same negative expectation, which is, you know, about, it's less than minus 1% with blackjack. But oh dear, oh dear. I did enjoy that, though, I got to tell you. Well, we're behind. Oh, that's right, if I clear, there we go, that's right. It's actually a very clever sim, this, except for the bits where it says, do you want to stand on your natural? But then there are people who do like to push their luck, so. One, 2 third, is that what that is? Okay. Back to the min. Yeah, that was something else. That's a righteous split, maybe. But of course we would have got, oh no, we'd have bust if we hadn't split. Well, never mind. I'm not going to do that thing anymore about splits. I just went through it again on the kitchen table for a couple of hours, and I'm thinking, you know what, this is a bad idea. I should go back to doing as I'm told. Okay, I think that's +1, isn't it? That's going to be a repeat. That's going to be 2, 3 third. 5, 3 drop. Oh dear, 6-3. 7-3. 8-3. 8-3 it is. I think the Wiz wants my money today. Now look at that. 8-3, 11-6, second. Well, that worked out. Okay, we're 1,000 ahead. That's not too bad. 11-6 because we got 12 back, so we go back to the min. I cannot overemphasize how important it is to go back to the minimum. That's 1-2 third. Repeat it. That was clever. Okay, back to the min. I deserve to win. Four, 5 third, maybe. I'm not absolutely sure about that. 9-5 drop. 11-5. 13-5. 15-5. Alexa, stop. 13-5. She wants me to drink water. 13-5. Double down. Oh, 13-5. 13-10. 23-10, which is 2.5. 1 drop. 3-1. 2.5. Yeah, 2.5, 1. Oh God, I just did it, didn't I? I'm so in the habit of that. That's funny, as it happens. 2.5, 1, so that's 1.5, 2. That was a fuck up, sorry about that. There we go. Alright, so now we're at 2,000 on the new shoe. 20 minutes, something or other, and we're at about like 11,000, 22,000, 23,000 ahead. But that was not, you know, that wasn't a regular type of thing. That was a sort of like a, oh bloody, all hands on deck, man the pumps. But that's what, you know, that's really what pattern betting is about. It's about, you know, yes, you know, I've started using the expression the tread water bets, you know, the sort of the fill-in bets, the ones where you're waiting for something to happen, which is profitable, waiting for the wave that that will, you know, sort of lift you and carry you to the golden sands, etc. Is that +1? Oh dear, that did not go well. Okay, so that's 3-4 second. Oh, you rat bag! Oh dear. Oh dear. 11-12 third. Does happen. There we go. We got our revenge. But it's just, you know, you've got to have the right bet out at the right time. And now I'm stuck with the 13 against 2 again, because Gary all those years ago. Yeah, no, I don't do that. Right, okay. You hear the rustle of my basic bloody doodle fluddle there. Shows what they know. Bugger all. That's a repeat. Back to the min. Oh, we needed that to happen. Back to the min again. More like that, please. Yeah, I think we're getting our asses kicked in this one, but not money-wise we're not. So, to you, Mr. Wiz. And what does he say to that? 1, 2, third, I think. Back to the min. Yeah. My desk is too small. Well, you don't care about that. Frankly, neither do I. I forget what that was. Alright, we're going to call it a +1. That's very fancy. 1, 2, I think. Oh. One expects to win those. Alright, so we're at 21 minutes. So I think that's probably enough. 2,725 on this shoe and 20,925 on the others. And you know, one of the things that I have to comment on here, forgive me, I know your time is valuable, but when you watch these professionals, as they obviously like to think of themselves because they're flinging money around like it's going out of style, when you watch them playing these games, they take incredible chances, behaving as if they think that all of a sudden, because it's a big bet, they have a better chance of winning it than if it were a smaller bet. There's no logic to it, there's no relationship between the bet value and the depth that they're in the hole, except when, for instance, Jason, Mr. Handpay, will say, okay, so we're 17,000 down right now, so the next bet is going to be all in, you know. That sort of thing is basically suicidal. It's what he calls tilt, and I think there are other people who use that expression as well, because I know it goes back to the days of pinball machines, or les flippers, as I learned they call them in France, because I was once involved in a les flippers tournament in Paris, which was hilarious. We were in teams, and the guy that I was paired with was like, talk about a pinball wizard. He was hot shit on steroids, and so every time we won a round, we'd get free sandwiches and free beer. And you know, that was the rule, you know, that when you lost you paid, you bought a round, you know, and we just didn't lose. And it was hysterical. But what was I, about 20 then, I think? No, I don't know, 20, 21 maybe. Anyway, enough of that. I'm just saying, all I'm saying is these guys who make or pretend that they make a living gambling take ridiculous chances. We don't take ridiculous chances. What we're looking for is turning around in as few bets as we possibly can, and certainly always fewer bets than it took to get us into deep shit in the first place. So that's all I'm saying. Anyway, 24 minutes now, and time for me to shut my mouth and put this on the analysis track, because I think that this was a seriously shitty data set. We will find out. So here it is, the gruesome truth. Good news, obviously, for the strategy, which came out alive and well, profitable, and so on. But look down here at the pattern graphic, which is 121. Well, it's 100% accurate. You can't be more than 100%. Let's face it. Well, I dealt with some guys some years ago who just didn't understand that. No, you cannot be better than 100%. Anyway, look at this. Sparse greens, which are the pluses, and horrendous. Oh, what a hammering we took. It's just dreadful. Up here you can see the number of losses was 18.5 over the whole lot, and that came out at 19.8%. Up here we see that the gross advantage for the house, the gross actual value was minus 22% near enough, which was reduced not very much, but by doubles and splits and naturals and so on, and it came out at 19.8. So, you know, you got a situation there where, yes, the strategy had to really dig into that big fat bankroll, but that's what it's there for, you know. That is what it's there for. And I'm just recalcing now to look at the sky blue line, which is random betting, and it's just, you know, random betting cannot beat a set of outcomes like this, a data set, a sample like this. It just cannot do it. And that's the whole point of everything that I keep saying over and over and over again. These guys, with their flashy shows and their huge amounts of money that they're flinging around on YouTube, cannot win unless they win more bets than they lose. And when they fail in that, they lose their drift, they lose their temper, they lose their cool, they tilt, as Jason calls it, and other people use the term too, I think. You know, so I mean, just look at this down here. It is horrible. Now, going over to the dreaded Dumbledown, does very well, I'll tell you. I mean, look at this. It's embarrassing. Hardly any risk. 30+% hold. 10,250, which is a much lower percentage than me, but then a tenth of the action. It's all up here. It's all shown up here. So, you know, you're dealing with, oy, oy, oy. Over here, what are we looking at? Well, we go back to here, and we see that low value bets were 78% and lost 3,150. That's the treadwater bets, as I'm now calling them. And the high value bets won 26,900. So they were 22% of all bets. Only 1 in 5. But look at that. So there you have it. Going over again to the other side. Splits and double downs made lots of money. 50,000 here. Naturals made a decent amount of money too. So there were lots and lots of heavy duty losers. But in the end, because of pattern betting, because of progressive betting played this particular way, then, you know, everything came out peaches, roses, honeysuckle, ice cream with something or other on top. Who the hell knows? But that's the story. Oh, and up there, by the way, average win 6,107, average loss 3,312, average win over average loss 184%. That shit matters. So there you go. I'm gone. Bye bye.